In this video, I want to give you a simple first-hand look at one of the most powerful benefits of working in Revit and its implementation of the building information modeling paradigm. And that is what I like to call the single coordinated building model. So to help us understand this, the exercise file that I have opened here has actually opened up with 4 separate views. Now Hapar. If you for some reason do not see all 4 of those tabs, you can open them separately using this interface over here, the project browser, and you can see the names here. We've got a 3D accentometric view, an east architectural elevation, an enlarge plan, and then a little further down we have a door schedule. Now those are already all open for me. So what I'm going to do next is go to this View tab here, and then we're going to click this button to tile those views each into their own separate window. Now, next what I would like to do is reposition each of these screens so I can focus in on certain information in each view. So in the 3D view here, I'm going to right-click and choose Zoom to Fit, and then we'll right-click again and choose Zoom in Region. And then click this little magnifying glass right about here and drag right to about there and click again. And that's going to focus in on this doorway right there. I'll click over to the floor plan next, right-click and choose Zoom in Region. And we're going to just zoom in on the overall floor plan. And then let's repeat that one more time in the east elevation. Click in that view, Zoom in Region. And let's focus on that same doorway in this elevation. Now, the reason I'm focusing on this doorway each time is because the first concept that I want to share with you is that even though I'm looking at this from 3 different graphical views, it is the same door that's shown in all views. If I select this door in, say, this east elevation, notice that element will highlight in the 3D view and the floor plan as well. I'm going to click up here in the floor plan, and when I do, you're going to see that door remains selected. Now a small dimension will appear next to it. And if you're noticing that dimension is in imperial units and you thought you were working in the metric exercise files, don't worry about that because we're not going to do anything with numbers in this video. And so for this file, I've only provided an imperial file because we're just talking about concepts here. So what I want to do is just move this door slightly. And the easiest way to do that for this example is to just use the arrow keys on your keyboard. So we call this nudging. And what I'm going to do is use the down arrow here, and I'm going to just press that down arrow a couple times. And each time I do, you're going to see that door will slowly move down. Now you can press it a few times to move it further, but notice that not only is it moving in the floor plan, but you can see it moving in the elevation and the 3D as well. Now, if you press the up arrow, it'll move back in the opposite direction, and you could even click into the elevation view. And then here, instead of using the up and down arrows, you can use the left and right arrows to achieve the same result, okay? So that's another example of you're working in a single model, but it's being represented in multiple views. So it doesn't really matter which view you choose to make your modification in, you work in whatever view is convenient for you. Now I have another view on screen here. It's this door schedule. And I'm going to click on that and you will see that this is a list of many doors. Now it's more doors than we're actually seeing on screen. And then, of course, the door that we started with is door number 102. And that selects in all 3 of the graphical views. So what can we do in this schedule? Well, in addition to selecting it, you can make changes here. So I could actually change the number of this door. And if I decided that was going to be door 100, notice that when I do, it resorts the schedule to put that one first. And you could see that the tag in the floor plan has changed as well to reflect that new designation. In addition to that, you could click over into this second column here. This is actually a drop-down list, and we could change the kind of door that we're using to one of these other choices here. Furthermore, I could choose this drop-down here, and I could choose a different size. So if I wanted to make that door taller or shorter, I can pick from the sizes that are available there on that list to make those changes. So those are some really simple examples of what we mean by an overall coordinated building model, or a BIM, the days of needing to make changes in multiple separate drawings and then manually and painstakingly keeping them coordinated. Those days are gone when you're working in Revit. In Revit, you just work on the model. You work in whatever view is convenient.